welcome everybody to this webinar. Today we're going to talk about how to use rewards and recognition strategically and impactfully. So first things first, before we get rolling, I would like to touch on a few housekeeping items here. Below at the bottom, you're going to see of your screen, you'll notice there's a few buttons. The first one I would like to draw attention to is the chat button. Please feel free to engage and participate within the chat. If at any moment you're having any technical issues, we'll be able to assist you through the chat. The next button is the Q&A. As the presentation is going on, please feel free to submit some questions that you would like to have answered. We will do our best to get as many questions as possible. Also, during the course of the presentation, we will put up a few polls, and we would love your participation in those polls. And at the conclusion of the presentation, you'll all earn professional development credits as well for the participation and the engagement. So be sure to stick around to earn those. Also, one thing to note, this event is being recorded and it will be shared after the event and also in our website. And we have a surprise for you as well. There is a giveaway at the end of the webinar. All attendees will be added to a draw, and you can actually win a prize, which is a spa day for 2. So really excited about that. And we'll announce the winner via email after the webinar. So to start things off, today's webinar is being presented to you by Bucketlist Rewards, the #1 employee recognition platform. And our guests today are from Kravet, an industry leader specializing in home furnishings and interior design. At Kravet, creating an awesome employee experience is just as important as creating beautiful products and services. We've invited them to share their experiences in building a meaningful and engaging culture of appreciation in their workplace. And I'll let Donna and Kate speak more on this later on in the session. And I'm your host today. It's a pleasure having everyone in here. I'm a customer success manager here at Bucketlist Rewards. I've had numerous years of experience in customer service, account management, and marketing. And I'm actually extremely passionate about helping companies build great workplace cultures through the use of rewards and recognition. For me, it's extremely meaningful, and I do believe that no company will actually operate to its full potential unless the employees are happy and engaged within the company. Outside of work, I really enjoy playing video games, specifically Xbox, hiking, watching movies and TV series. And other of my hobbies include scuba diving, tennis, exploring new restaurants in the city. And a fun fact, one of my items in my bucket list is actually to go scuba diving to El Nido, Palawan. That's in the Philippines. So after the webinar, you can Google that. It's a beautiful place that I really want to go. So, and now our guests of honor, Donna and Kate. Donna manages the learning and development as well as employee engagement for Kravet. This is her 22nd year with the company, focusing her current efforts on improving the employee experience, especially for those in remote service roles. One remaining item on Donna's bucket list is to sail through the Bahamas. So that's an amazing bucket list item, by the way.
Thank you.
Kate, yeah. And then Kate, she's the HR coordinator for Kravet. She has been in HR for 5 years at Kravet, and she has worked closely with employees across all locations with their HR and wellness needs. In her free time, she enjoys all things fitness. The #1 item on her bucket list is to complete a full Ironman triathlon. So that's a good bucket list item as well. Awesome.
Yes.
Excellent. So for my next slide, we want to make a quick icebreaker question for you guys. What do you think it's your guilty pleasure comfort food? And I'm actually going to start with Kate and Donna. What are yours, if you don't mind sharing that with us?
Nachos are my guilty pleasure. They're my comfort food. Love them. Can't get enough of them. Oh my goodness. Just thinking about them right now, I need to probably head out to a Mexican restaurant.
I'm hungry now.
I would definitely have to say along the same lines as Donna, but guacamole, fresh made guacamole with chips is one of my favorites that I would eat for dinner instead of making food. I would rather just eat that.
Excellent. And please, everyone, feel free to add your guilty pleasures, comfort food. We got sweet potato fries, chips and salsa, black raspberry, awesome. For me, it's tacos. So we're in the Mexican theme. Yeah, I can literally eat tacos every single day of my life. And just a quick story, I recently was in Mexico. I ate 13 tacos in a single dinner. You would imagine how my stomach felt later. So yeah.
Delicious.
Excellent. And then second icebreaker question for you. What do you think a good employee experience look like to you? I'm not going to ask Donna and Kate right now because we're going to discuss this in the webinar, but everyone please feel free to join the chat and just type in your answers in the chat as well. Excellent. So give me a second. So for the agenda, the things that we'll be covering today, first off, it's a fireside chat with Donna and Kate on how to use rewards and recognition strategically and impactfully. The key takeaways and the Q&A session will be at the end of the webinar, and we'd also love to hear your questions. So as I mentioned before, please feel free to type in your questions in the chat box. So to start things off, first question for Donna and Kate. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourselves, please?
Sure. Like Rodrigo mentioned, I've been with the company for 22 years. I've covered a ton of different responsibilities during that time, everything from admin and doing some HR responsibilities to managing departments. And about 5 or 6 years ago, transitioned to a role that really covered and targeted employee engagement, which for me included professional development, education, some onboarding, development, and obviously employee experience with rewards and recognition.
Awesome.
So a little bit about myself. I have been with Kravet going on my 6th year. I've been in HR since I started. My education is actually in employee wellness. So I kind of fell into HR shortly after college. And I focus on, at Kravet, I focus on managing the HRIS systems, compliance, and then of course, wellness. Engagement has been like a new role that I've fallen into, that partnered with Donna in, and then it's been a great experience partnering with Bucketlist in this experience.
Excellent. And if I can ask you both, what do you think is your favorite thing about Kravet?
Ooh,
Tricky
I would have
question.
to say family. The family culture that we have here is amazing. So I know that I love hearing from the family directly and getting their input, and they just have such a love for their employees.
Amazing.
I agree. It's a 5th generation company. So we are the owners actually know us. They know about our families. They ask about our grandkids, things like that. So it's an intimate relationship, and they truly care about their employees.
Amazing. Yeah, that's actually really important in a company. I would say, like, have that close relationship with every single employee in the company, and even the owners. You know, that's amazing to know. Thank you for sharing that. So now for our next slide, Kate and Donna, how is Kravet using the Bucketlist rewards and recognition program to enhance the employee experience? What are you doing internally for this?
There's a variety of things that we do, but we have promoted it. We have televisions throughout the facilities in our showrooms, and we promote it by posting our accolades there. We post how they can access Bucketlist, and we've built so much hype around how they can recognize each other, how their managers are recognizing their teams, and we have automated recognitions for birthdays, anniversaries. So there's a lot of excitement built around how we can recognize and connect with our employees.
Amazing. Donna, if I may ask, do you have a lot of on-site workers, right, in the company?
That's correct. We have the facility that Kate and I are based out of is our Anderson, South Carolina warehouse facility. So we're a wholesale fabric distributor in the interior design trade. So our facility is our primary distribution center. So that population made up of this warehouse is mostly people that don't have computer access, which is about a quarter of our total population, but a big population that we wanted to make sure would be able to access and have a lot of fun in Bucketlist. And that there are no concerns. Everyone is excited about it, connected, and that whole process was very easy for us.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, that actually contributes a lot to the employee engagement and inclusivity. Because if you give access to your employees that do not have access to a computer all the time, that's actually a really critical component in employee engagement. That's amazing. If I may ask, do you have any specific, unique or custom like awards that you do use in the platform that are successful?
So many of our awards have been in place for many years. So with the introduction to Bucketlist, we wanted to kind of revamp those awards and really kind of put some meaning towards them with custom names and then icons, as I know we'll get to. Kind of our marketing team branded these so well. So one of them that we have is the You Can Count on Me award, which is our customer service based award. We have the Kravet collection, which is like a team award that is given out semi-annually. And then also we have like our Kravet Taylor award that is the one given to people that really go above and beyond. So those are kind of our some of our big ones. And then we also have, 2 annual awards that we give out, which is our KP2 award and our AB award. So those are kind of big ones that we do each year.
Amazing. And we actually have in our next slide for everyone to see some examples of the award that Kravet used in their platform. Kate, you were mentioning the AB award and the KP2 award. Would you mind explaining a little bit more of what those awards mean or portray?
So the 2 images that you see on there is AB and Abe Abramowitz and Karen Puma, which were 2 employees that worked with Kravet for a very long time. And they were such influential employees that the Kravet family decided that they deserve to have awards named after them, and that these awards would be given out yearly to an individual that really encompassed what they were all about. So the AB award has been around for many years. The KP2, this was the 2nd year that we gave this out. So this was a new process for us with Bucketlist because we used the nomination feature in it. And it made it so easy and seamless, and it gave the chance for the employees to nominate someone that they feel would be most deserving of these 2 awards. So it was a wonderful opportunity, and Donna did a wonderful job at putting together this image that we did post in Bucketlist at the top of the feed.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that for everyone listening on this webinar and seeing the webinar, they posted this in the activity feed in their platform, and you could see it's an amazing image. Even the steps on how to nominate, they made it easy for the employees to do a nomination for the award. So amazing work, Donna and Kate. And if I don't mind ask also, we have some examples for service awards. You branded specifically to your industry. Do you think that influenced also the employee engagement, having those custom badges built in for the awards?
Absolutely. We teamed up with our marketing department to pair together an image with our heritage, our guiding principles, and what is most meaningful to our employees. So at a glance, they can connect with the award. They did a great job in developing those images, and I think it's really reflective of what we want to get across with the award.
Totally. I love seeing all those badges in your platform. They're really unique. Like it changes the general template of how a platform would look like. It's very unique for Kravet. Amazing work. Awesome. So moving on, my next question. So let's backtrack a little bit. How did you decide that rewards and recognition would improve the employee experience at Kravet?
Well, about 5 years ago, I proposed a plan to change the way we delivered awards and gifts to our employees. It was a big shift in the way that we delivered them. At the time, we were awarding cash and Kravet swag for milestone anniversaries and awards. So I proposed a plan that would deliver a gift that was meaningful for our employees. So our employee then had the opportunity to select a gift that they liked themselves. So it was a big shift, but that was all that program was able to deliver, and it really was lacking. So at the beginning of at the onset of the pandemic, we started to vet new providers of rewards and recognition. So I vetted about 7 different companies, demoed 7 different companies, and then proposed 3 of those top companies to our stakeholders. And we chose Bucketlist, which was an easy choice for us. It was actually mid-range in the budget. So it was budget friendly, which meant that the balance of our budget that we had already designated for rewards and recognition was able to pour into the program itself. We could give more rewards to our employees. It was easy to use, even for a population that didn't have access to a computer. They can access it on their phone. The app is very easy. And it felt like a Facebook-like experience for our employees, which almost everyone has some kind of Facebook account or social media account. So it felt very familiar to them, and it was all positive. So the feed was completely positive. So it was a bunch of wins for us, and it completely transitioned the way we look at recognition and how our employees felt about being recognized in a public way. We weren't able to deliver that before. So it was all a huge win for us.
Awesome. And we're really happy also that we're working with Kravet as well. Thanks, Donna, for sharing. Now, for my next slide, I have another question for you. How do you get leadership to buy in, both to implement and also to stoke in engagement?
So this was not as hard as we thought it might be, especially because it needs to start from the top. So we had the buy-in from our executive leadership that they wanted employees to be able to be recognized and appreciated. Kravet is all about recognizing their employees and making sure that they feel appreciated all across the company. It was what we kind of ran into was our mid-level managers, the ones that really spend time with these employees every day and have the most contact. It was getting their buy-in because we didn't want them to feel like it was another task, just something additional onto their plate. We wanted them to enjoy it and wanted them to be eager to get on the platform and give that recognition to those in their department. So like Donna said, we're here in person. We have about 200 people on site. So it's really important that they get that feedback. So Donna and I met with the managers. We kind of coached them on the platform and what good it could do. And actually, a lot of them responded with open arms and were ready to embrace it. It was actually just more the educating them on how to give meaningful recognitions. So we have coached them on, hey, this is, we don't want one-word recognitions. We want you guys to really put in some detail and examples, tying it to a guiding principle of ours. And then also, depending on how much Kravet cash, as we call it, to give that employee. We tell them, not to make it so generic. We really want them to be detailed. So with that, that was our hardest part, but we've to continually keep them engaged. We post teasers around the facility. We have flyers, we post on the TV, and then we like to share it, highlight some examples of recognitions that employees are getting with our weekly newsletter. So it's just kind of another tool that we can use to highlight how great our employees are.
Excellent. Yeah, I would imagine that's an amazing internal communication strategy as well, which I would say was fundamental for this leadership buy-in, right? Excellent. And for everyone to know, we're discussing leadership is integral to the program success, for the platform success, right? This is actually a metric from Kravet. 84.88% of Kravet managers are giving out their points on a monthly basis, helping to make the recognition program more engaging. Considering that the platform, the managers are the ones that actually give out the points, through recognition, their engagement, it's key. It's fundamental for the success of the platform. And yeah, as Kate mentioned before, this has been like the formula for success, right?
It's been really crucial to make sure that the managers stay engaged. And if they don't participate in the platform, the likelihood of the employees participating is probably small. So that's why we want them to be leaders in the department to make sure that everyone is taking advantage of this great platform.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. And I do see in your activity feed a lot of comments as well, tagging people as well. So that also sums up even more to engagement. Amazing, amazing. So for our next slide, we're going to discuss tools and strategies on how to successfully implement an rewards or recognition program. I wanted to share these insights with everyone, and then I'm going to let Kate and Donna talk about it. But we do have some benchmark data, and that 11% is the average engagement for when a platform has peer-to-peer recognition disabled, meaning that employees do not have points to give, but they can recognize. 68% is the average engagement levels when peer-to-peer recognition is enabled, so employees have points to give, right? Kravet has a 71% engagement levels. So, and employees do not have points to give, managers do. So it's a 60% higher engagement rate to other organizations that have a similar rewards and recognition platforms set up. So this is just amazing, amazing engagement levels, and everything Kate and Donna have been discussing contributes to this engagement. Kate, Donna, anything you would like to add regarding this as well?
We are so proud of those numbers. I mentioned earlier that when you shared the KPI of these numbers, and we were just so blown away by them. And it shows in the way that our employees interact with each other. It shows in the way that our managers interact with our employees. There's just so much excitement built around those recognitions, and I'm so glad that the numbers prove it out.
Totally.
You know, Donna touched on it a little bit, but, you know, one of our biggest concerns was our warehouse facility, because of many did not have an email address that's a personal, not even a work email address. They didn't even have a personal email address. Some didn't even have, you know, smartphones or a way to communicate on the platform. So that was one of our biggest concerns, but our people have just blown us away. Just the amount of engagement that we've had on the app, people downloading it, people commenting on birthdays. It just shows that, you know, it's not all about what they're getting or giving something. It's that what meaningful is those peer-to-peer recognitions that don't have any money attached. It just means that those people want to share, you know, how good of an experience they had with another coworker, or showing them the appreciation that they deserve.
Amazing. And Kate and Donna, question: whenever you have department meetings, team meetings, do you discuss internally about recognition itself? Like, what have been the past recognitions for employees? Do you do that generally?
We do have meetings with our employees, and our managers have meetings with their departments to bring awareness to successes. But as far as recognition goes and doing it on the platform, it has definitely increased, and engagement has completely increased. And Ray, to answer your question about 71% engagement, it is 71% total engagement. So we don't have peer-to-peer recognition enabled. So our employees do not have points to distribute to their peers. It all comes from their managers, but we have lots of employee engagement. So we have people that are just recognizing their peers or their teammates for their good work without any points, without any rewards at all. And it's been huge in the way that it's as if they are looking for good reasons to share their successes.
Totally. And that I would say that actually reflects the Kravet community, you know, like they don't even care if there's a compensation or something with the recognition, they just do it. So that's amazing. Awesome. Excellent. So for the next slide, it's actually how some strategies on how to successfully implement a rewards and recognition program. So I'm just going to ask Donna and Kate these questions for them to share. How can you successfully incorporate new team members into an existing culture of appreciation?
Well, for us, it starts at onboarding. So from the time a person is hired on, we bring them into our culture and our community. So we use a learning management system where we launch a lesson specifically for Bucketlist. So we teach them how to use the tool and what the purpose of the tool is. After they are introduced to that whole system, then they are able to receive a first sign-on award. So we incentivize their engagement with the whole program. So that has really helped a lot, and we'll continue that throughout. That's how we start and how we continue it.
Excellent. For everyone to know, the platform actually allows the ability to set up a welcome award like Donna mentioned, and it's automatically delivered whenever the user logs into the platform for the first time. So it's really handy and it's automatic. So that's the best part of it. Excellent. And now, how do you keep people excited about the program?
So one of the things we do is we constantly keep it in front of their face. So whether it be on our TVs, and like we said, we have multiple TVs to our facility that we have a rolling presentation on, and we always have Bucketlist. Have you gotten on Bucketlist today? Or, have you signed up for Bucketlist? That's one of the first and foremost things that people see when they come into our facility. We also have posters and flyers throughout the facility in common areas. And then the other things, we try to do a quarterly kind of initiative through Bucketlist, whether it be our customer service week back in the October, whether it be a holiday, trying to get people to post stuff for the holidays, the nomination awards. And then one of the things, the Community Builder Award is what we're working on now to roll out to get people to update their bio. So it's just trying to constantly put it in their face to make sure that, they're always being reminded that you have this option, come get on Bucketlist, see what your coworkers are doing.
Awesome. And Kate, you mentioned the Community Builder Award. That is for actually employees to add a bio in their profile and they get
Correct. Yes, correct. So that is something that us as a team has come up, that we wanted to make the platform a little more personal, and we wanted people to share some more about them. And it doesn't have to be kind of a business related profile, that kind of something where they can put in what they enjoy to do, what department they might be in, but some of their bucket list items, just something that we could connect to each other and just build that community.
That's awesome. I have seen before also a photo award. So if an employee adds a profile photo for their profile, they would get an award as well. So yeah, just sharing another good strategy for it. Excellent. And now, how do you make rewards and redemptions meaningful? That's, I think, very important as well. So how do you do this?
One of the strategies that we've used so far is we created a custom award for a campaign that we launched for Customer Service Week. So it was targeting our customer service employees that were primarily remote. So there was no way for us to meet face-to-face, which was traditionally we'd have luncheons, we'd have face-to-face get-togethers, but since the majority of the population is remote now, we weren't able to deliver that. So we created a custom award that is just called Kravet Cribs. So they're working from their crib, and we awarded them points so that they could redeem for lunch. And so we had a virtual luncheon for them. It was an automated award. It was so easy and everyone loved it. Everything from the image itself was just really cool and tied into what we wanted to get across for that event. And we plan to do some other campaigns like that.
That's amazing. And Donna, I know you mentioned before that you started using the nomination process feature in the platform for some of your awards. If I don't mind asking, how was this process before you had the platform? Was it manual? What happened internally?
It was a very manual process. So we would actually print nomination forms, people would complete them and then turn them in. So the calculation process and just evaluating the nominations, it was very time consuming. That was one of the best things about doing capturing the two nominations for the AB and the KP2 awards this last year. It just made reviewing those results so easy, and even awarding the people that received those awards super easy as well. So it completely changed the way that we process nominations. Something else that is important to mention there is that we weren't able to really capture everybody's results because, like I said, we would print them out. They maybe could be lost in transit. But this way we had everybody participate from all different locations, submitting nominations for those two awards where maybe in the past, everyone didn't feel included. So it was a great way to include everyone.
Yeah, and actually that's part of the key takeaways that we're going to see at the end of the webinar. But yeah, a good thing you mentioned that, Donna. And then another question for you. In the recognitions, I do see in your activity feed, there's a lot of photos of the showroom, of the actual office. Employees do that a lot. And if I don't mind asking, they enjoy that. Do you think that's part of the formula for success for the platform?
Absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier, so much of our population is remote. So they don't get to see those, they don't get to have those face-to-face connections. So we do some competitions where people load pictures. During the holidays, we did a lot of fun stuff where people could post pictures of their teams, but it's a way for us to feel connected and included and make us feel more like family, because that's really what we are.
Amazing, amazing. And then my next question for both of you, how can utilizing monetary peer-to-peer recognition impact the overall success of the program? I know you mentioned Customer Success Week, and we actually have a slide after this, but any comments on this?
For sure, our peer-to-peer recognition, like I mentioned earlier, our employees already bought in. They were already excited about sharing their successes or acknowledging a coworker or a team that had contributed to something. And it, like Kate mentioned earlier, they always tie to our guiding principles. And when we decided to launch a campaign for peer-to-peer recognition, where we actually allocated points for all of our employees, we budgeted for that. We had such a huge turnout. And actually the weeks following that event, I still occasionally get people that will message me and say, when can I have some more points? I would really like to dedicate some more points. So it wasn't so much about how they could turn it into something monetary or how they could cash in those points. It was really about how can they value this success? How can they identify this person and reward them in some way on their own? So this is one of my absolute favorite statistic to share. So, and I've shared it over and over. So I'm so excited for you to share it with this group.
For sure. So for everyone to see my next slide, I'm just going to explain a little bit what we're seeing here. But as Donna mentioned, Customer Success Week was in October, right? So you could see the data points for September, November, and December, which is more than 400 recognitions per month. It's an amazing stat. The thing is, in October, when Kravet actually opened this campaign to give out points for the Customer Service Week, that month only there was 1,295 recognitions. So I would say more than double the amount of recognition. So Donna, I think this is the perfect evidence of how successful that strategy was, right?
Thank you, Rodrigo. Actually, that was only during 1 week. So it's Customer Service Week. Okay. Is always the first week in October. So those recognitions happened with a 1 week time frame, which is just phenomenal, considering that it really blew away all the baseline information for the balance of the other months.
Yeah. It's an amazing metric. I wasn't aware it was 1 week. I thought it was the month. That's you're killing it. Kate, if I don't mind asking, how did you communicate this internally? Like everyone will how would you tell the employee that they will receive points now?
So that was done through email blast. So one of the things that Donna does a great job at is, of course, creating those really fun images. So we sent that internally through our email, and employees were guided to go to Bucketlist. And then Donna even had an image, that same one from that email, just like she did for the those nomination awards. She added that into the top and kept that as a post and pinned to the top, so that people could see what they were receiving, and kind of gave a day-to-day And with that too, I have to point out, because it was such a great and successful week, she even had these wonderful videos taken by some of our senior leadership, and she included that into the post so people could click on links to these personalized videos. So we've really, and I say we, but really Donna has figured out how to stretch Bucketlist's limits. You know, she really has gone over and beyond. So it's been wonderful seeing that. So our employees were able to engage with each other with monetary, hear engagements from senior leadership, and that was all communicated kind of a combination of email and Bucketlist for those that were checking it every day.
That's amazing. And as a sneak peek, would you consider that eventually in the near future you would enable peer-to-peer recognition based on these results, you think?
We've had a lot of discussion about it, and I would absolutely love it if we did. We have an upcoming event that we plan to do another employee peer-to-peer recognition campaign. That is for Employee Appreciation Week, which is the first week in March. That's just one day. So we will be distributing points. We budgeted for that, so we know that's coming, and then we'll do it again for Customer Service Week. So crossing my fingers that we'll be able to do it continuously.
I'm excited to see those results. I'm sure it's going to be double this. So
we hope.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Yeah. Excellent. So moving forward, some of the key takeaways that I would like to discuss at the moment. So successfully involving people into a culture of appreciation starts from their day one. As Donna mentioned, even just receiving a welcome award, being part of the onboarding process is a key component for a successful rewards and recognition platform to be implemented and highly engaged. Also, constantly promoting and incorporating recognition into events or new initiatives is an effective way to keep people excited. So the idea is to keep on having top of mind for the platform and with the employees as well, right? Customization keeps things interesting and unique. I'll give you a quick example. Just changing the logo with based on the season or based on a specific event in the company, like an anniversary or something. It's a small change, but it creates a very impactful result for the end user. So, and Kravet is killing it with those amazing badges, you know, photos and everything. So yeah, that's a really good key takeaway. And then connect awards to corporate purposes and guiding principles. You can actually become really strategic with the awards whenever you have corporate KPIs, corporate results you need to achieve, and you can do that through awards. And that includes engagement from employees. So it's a really, really good strategy to use as well. And then finally, as we mentioned before, utilizing photos, images, and other visuals to make recognition and awards more engaging. I'll give you an example. We do have clients that, like in the restaurant industry, you know, office personnel that are in the kitchen, for example, they share their photos from their experiences inside the kitchen, probably something that waitresses or frontline employees will not really see. So it's really important to add that to the activity feed in a platform, for example. Donna and Kate, anything else you would like to add from our key takeaways today?
I would just add that the investment in a rewards and recognition program has completely changed our culture in a very short amount of time. Our go live was just in September. So for us to see these kinds of outcomes already and to see how it's affecting our culture and the way that we connect with others, it's well worth the investment. Delivering what's important to the employees builds productivity, improves our retention rate. It does so much. So the investment is well worthwhile.
Excellent. Awesome. And some bonus takeaways for everyone. So the first, focus on inclusivity and empowerment for everyone in the company. This helps with success and increased engagement. Anytime I talk to a client, I would double down on the fact that you need to give inclusivity and empowerment to the employees. If you only segment a certain population of your employees, engagement levels will be impacted. So that's really important. Also, another thing, avoid limiting the users. Give them freedom. Let people use their points how they want and recognize others how they want. The more you limit somebody, it's the less the probability they will engage is going to go less and less. So it's really important to avoid limiting users. And Kravet basically gave all the options to the employees to use the platform. And also, when creating a drop-down menu to give the options in the platform, you actually have a drop-down menu to select how many points to give. The more options, it's a very small thing you change. People might even think that it's not relevant, but it is. Giving more options for somebody to actually choose and have a better user experience will lead to more engagement as well. So my next slide is actually a poll question for everyone in here. If you don't mind, I'm going to start the poll right now. Give me 1 second. Oh, I just started the poll at the moment. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you enjoy this webinar? 10 being absolutely loved it. And also, if you don't mind typing in the chat box, which topics resonated the most with you today? And please share that in the chat. I see a lot of responses right now. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm just going to leave it open for a couple more seconds. Excellent. Awesome. I'm going to be closing the poll right now. Perfect. And so if you're interested in learning more about how to implement a program like Kravet has, an amazing program they have, we're happy to chat more. At Bucketlist Rewards, we are very passionate about helping organizations build awesome cultures of appreciation. We love helping team members recognize each other for amazing work and helping bring people together through an engaging rewards and recognition program. We built some awesome programs with all sizes of organizations, including some cool brands like Kravet, of course, Applebee's, and the Orlando Magic. So if you're interested in learning more, please let me know in the next poll that I'm going to open for you. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to be opening this right now. And the poll is now open. If you please would respond. And I'm going to leave it open for a couple of seconds. Excellent. Couple more seconds. Excellent. Thanks everyone for answering the poll. And my next slide is very interesting. So as promised from the beginning, I know probably a lot of people are expecting this. So we're running a giveaway for this webinar. Everyone here on the call, all the attendees will be entered into a draw to win a spa day for 2. So really excited about this. We will be drawing the winner after the live webinar, and we will be contacting the winner via email in the next few business days. So good luck to everyone, and hopefully the winner enjoys their spa day. As a result of participating today in the webinar, also you will earn the following credits from HRCI and SHRM. We will also share these codes for you all in the chat and in a follow-up email if you don't get a chance to grab these codes right now. And that would basically be it for this webinar. We want to leave a small session for questions and answers. We do see a lot of questions in the chat box. So just let me pull up some of the questions and answers at the moment. We have a question. What does your anniversary milestone award program look like? Is there a gift, plaque, pin, etc.? Kate, Donna, would you mind answering? I could just add a little bit, but in the platform, you actually get to choose what badge you want to add in the actual award. You can automate awards based on employee start dates, birthdays, or even just spot awards. But Donna, Kate, would you like to share a little bit more about that?
Sure. So our milestone anniversary awards have been around, of course, for a very long time. We give them out. Actually, we added a 3-year award most recently because of retention. We were seeing that 5 years was a little too long to start that milestone process. So we do a 3, 5, 10, 15, and then so on up by 5 years. We give that out on their anniversary date, and it is automatically given out to those employees. And then the points are distributed as well. So it's also viewable for everyone on the platform, on the feed. So people across the company can congratulate their coworkers. And so we've done that for a long time, but it used to be, like Donna said, a swag kind of, the generic bowl or jacket or things of that nature. Now the employees have the freedom to choose what they want, whether it be, a gift card or an experience. So it's been a great upgrade to what we were doing.
Excellent, excellent. We had a question as well. What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone struggling to get management buy-in to implement and receive budget for a recognition program? Donna and Kate, would you mind answering this for us?
Before I proposed a rewards and recognition program, changing the way that we've done it for so long, I did a lot of research, and there's so much research available to you about how rewards and recognition impacts productivity, retention, all the main key points to keeping a population happy and engaged. So I would suggest that you do that research and that you present it in a way that is important to the employee, giving them what they want, giving them the power to receive a gift that's meaningful to them, not just a watch or a bowl that's going to sit in a shelf and that 10 years later just isn't going to mean as much, is really powerful. It makes our employees feel connected. It makes them feel like their opinion matters, and it makes us feel more all together as a family. So it's very important.
Awesome. Thanks, Donna. There's a question from Carrie. How can you scale to small organizations with small budgets? I'm going to answer that, but Carrie, we work with organizations from as little as 10 employees to up to thousands of employees. So we could definitely work with your needs as needed, and you can book a demo with us as well in our website or directly through the QR code you're seeing in the platform. Awesome. Any more questions from anyone? And Donna and Kate, I actually have a question for both of you. What do you say is your favorite award on the platform?
Let's see. I love seeing milestone awards. I get a notification showing that someone has been here for 20 years. I love seeing that. I love the images that we're able to incorporate with those. So that adds a lot of excitement. That's probably my favorite, is seeing milestone awards.
Awesome. How about you, Kate?
I actually love seeing the birthday awards because it's just one of those things that you usually have one every day. So it's fun to see someone's birthday pop up. And then the amount of people that comment on there just to say happy birthday, or, or say, oh my gosh, I didn't know it was your birthday today. Let's celebrate. Or, it's one of those things that it's something every day that you see. So I like celebrating the birthdays.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, for me, I would definitely say both of those awards are the most popular ones, because also it's a reminder, like if you forget a birthday, you have it there. So it helps. Amazing. And then any more questions from the public right now? Let me just check real quick. Oh, yeah, a question for Kate and Donna. So first, it's 3 separate questions. How large is your company? That's one. Do you feel like these strategies will work for different sized organizations? That's the next one. And any thoughts on various strategies for different sized organizations?
So I can speak to, the size of our company. We are 600 plus employees and growing. Our business is a very niche environment. So I think whatever environment that you are in, what business area, you can tailor the platform to you, whether it be a small population or a large population. It's always about making what's meaningful to the employees. So I feel like you really can do that with whatever size company that you have. It's not difficult, and Bucketlist does a great job providing, support and building that custom, platform for your business.
Excellent.
I agree. I'd say that saying thank you fits every size. Everyone needs to hear thank you more often. So yes, regardless of the size of the company, I think it's worthwhile to be able to deliver something that's meaningful and recognize someone for their efforts. So yes.
Totally. Yeah, and as Kate mentioned before, Bucketlist would accommodate to any client need. So that's the, I would say, one of the best features in the platform. We could customize it as much as possible regarding budget, looks, even departments, anything needed, we can actually do that. So happy to help there. And we're ending our webinar very soon. Thank you, Kate and Donna. It has been an amazing session. I always love talking about the incredible success you're having with the platform, and also talking to both of you. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having us. It's our pleasure.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thanks everyone for joining. Have an amazing rest of your day.